Alright, here's another episode. Hopefully you can hear me over the engine. Actually, let me see if I can, let me just pull out of the garage. Be a little quieter. It's probably echoing in the garage there a little bit. Alright, well, welcome to another episode. This is kind of just going to go over a little bit of the status, quick update. So we're running right now, and as you can see, I have no check engine light. So I ended up getting all the codes worked out except for 3. I'm going to kind of go over those 3 codes. Hopefully anybody that does this swap could catch these at least before I did. So first off, we'll say check engine lights off. So far, since I've got it moving, I've got about 373 miles. You know, all that's tuning and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into, I've got HP Tuners, the scanner running right now. And I'm going to go ahead and read my codes. I know it's running, but the 3 codes will still show up. So that is still the 3 codes. I've got them in permanent now. I've coded them out in HP Tuners, but I didn't catch them before it ran the check. I've tried wiping the computer, reprogramming the computer a few times to try to get these caught before they run the check, and they still pop up as permanent. So I'm hoping as I drive it, they'll eventually go away. So I'll kind of go over what these 3 codes are. So this P10E1, I had to code out P10E1 through P10E4. Those 4 codes, I'm sorry, are related to a relay that's in the Silverado fuse box. Actually, let me turn this off now that we have the codes up. So that code, the 4 codes are related to a relay that's located in the Silverado fuse box that relates to the ECM. So the ECM has 2 relays on the Silverado. One is the regular relay that runs it, and the other one is like they call it a wake-up circuit, or wake-up relay. And it looks like what that does is it does something with the fuel pump as far as priming it. But that is with the harness, because the Colorado doesn't have dual relays like that. It only has the single. It looks like they've got that wired in to a single relay. So currently the ECM, it looks like, was looking for that second relay, couldn't find it, and then it starts throwing these P10E1 codes. So I was also getting a P10E4, and all 4 of those codes are related to that relay. So I went ahead and coded those out. I won't really go into the details of coding that out. If you're getting it tuned, you could talk to your tuner about that. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's an editor, which I don't have up at the moment. The second code here is this P257F. That code is actually related to the hood latch. For some reason, the 2017 Plus Silverado has a 3-wire hood latch. The Colorado also has a 3-wire hood latch, but only 2 wires are being utilized. So you've got your power, your ground, and then that also sends a signal to the dash where you get the hood up warning. On the Silverado, that 3rd wire is utilized and actually goes to the ECM. It's pinned into the ECM. I don't know why it does that, but for some reason it's a 2017 thing. It looks like it also involves the hybrid circuit for the hybrid Tahoes and all that. So I don't know if it's something related to that. I didn't dig too deep into it because I really did not want to try to wire all that, because it wouldn't look integrated, and It on the Silverado, it runs through like 3 other connectors before it goes to the ECM. A lot of the body control plugs and stuff like that. So I really didn't want to try to get that wired in somehow, and then if I ever have to remove the harness or something, I'm going to have to remember that I have wires going up to the hood latch. So I went ahead and coated that out. No big deal. It's not affecting anything. And then I also have this U1510. That one is the, actually, I'm trying to remember which one that is. I think that is the grill shutters. So that one may actually work if you have a regular Colorado and not a ZR2. So the ZR2 does not have the grill shutters. Let's see. I just want to double check. Yeah. So right here, the active grill shutter assembly. The ZR2 does not have those. I believe the regular Colorado does. So a regular Colorado, you could probably get rid of that, or I'm sorry, that code probably wouldn't pop up. But for some reason on mine, I can't find any circuit going to the ECM to try to figure out why that's even popping up. But it's something with the computers trying to find those grill shutters, and I don't have them, so it's throwing that code. So those are the only 3 codes left. I've got them tuned out, but those still show as permanent, so hopefully after some drive cycles they'll eventually go away, but that shouldn't affect anything related to emission status, because none of those are emissions related. I'm still trying to get all these to complete. I can't drive it too far because my registration is still not valid, but I've talked to them. I have to get it up, do an inspection that it'll fail because these aren't ready, and then they'll give me a temporary that I can drive around and try to get all these complete. As you can see, I've only got 3 that are complete. I'm just not driving it far enough and doing the stop and go type stuff that will allow some of these other ones to complete. That way I can get the emissions testing done and see how that's going to work out. I'm going to go ahead and exit that, and then I'm going to go for a drive. I've been driving it. I think we're on our last fueling part of the tuning phase, and then we'll be moving on to the next phase. Hopefully before too long we'll be complete and I'll have this thing back on the road and fully put together. But I kind of wanted to go over where I'm at as far as the codes and stuff, and I think we're pretty much set on everything. We start up running really good at the moment. Let me go outside here. So as you can see, I'm a little dirty. So I actually went out, there's a little kind of dirt section not too far from my house. I took it out there and kind of tested the 4-wheel drive setup. So currently 4-wheel drive is working perfectly fine. Fully engages, the lockers engage, 4-wheel low engages. Everything seems to be working pretty good. Other than that, I think, let's see, I did put the front back on. So the whole front's back on. These are some headlights that I bought. Verdict's still out whether or not I like them or not. I don't know what is going on with this. But yeah, I'll have to look in with that. On the camera, for some reason, that's looking like a dent, but that's not a dent. I think it's just the shadowing. but I'll look into that. I might have tightened the bolt while that was kind of pushed in. That's just plastic, no big deal. But yeah, I'm hoping next weekend I can do a detail on this, and then I'll throw the fender liners back in and I'll put the flares back on, and then at least the outside is done. I do have, so I'd mentioned in my previous video about my transmission fluid lines for the cooler are leaking. I went ahead and ordered a setup that I think is going to make that setup a little bit better, probably a lot better, but I'll go over that in another video once I get that installed. I still have some pieces for it that are being shipped still. I've got some AN lines because I'm gonna run AN lines from the transmission forward. I found a block, thermostat block that'll actually work. So I'll go ahead and get that installed. The oil pan, I see where it's coming from. I did go up there and look. I need to get a mirror up in there to kind of pinpoint the exact location. It does, at least at this moment, look like I will be dropping the oil pan, but it does look like I have enough room that I don't have to take anything off. I could just remove the oil pan bolts and the oil pan should come out without removing the steering rack or the front diff. I have enough clearance that it should drop down and slide back so that I could get that repaired. So that's good news there. I was really worried I'd be dropping a bunch of stuff. But that's pretty much it for this update. I'm going to go ahead and take her for a spin so I can try to get those things complete and hopefully get this thing back on the road. And then I'll do a final kind of fully done video, and then I'll probably post some videos here and there of being back out on the trail actually using this thing for what I pretty much bought it for. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next one. And like always, if anybody has any questions, feel free to comment. I'll either answer them in the comments or I'll make a video answering the questions. Alright, catch you guys on the next one.